used to work making minimum wage, came up to about $200 a week, and then they would take out $50 in taxes. That's a lot of money if you only make $200 a week, man. That's like kicking Wednesday and Thursday and eat okay? $50 a week in taxes, man. What do I get for my tax money? Get all the free street light in the world. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, give everybody a candle and give my $50 back. I hate taxes. I hate checks. I hate the fact they put two amounts of money on your check. You know what I mean? It's like, this the money you bust your ass all week for, and this what you gonna get. Social Security. They should ask you if you want to take that, huh? A man should come to your job and say, would you like us to save money for you when you get old? Nah, I want to spend it now.
The following takes place between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Wake up! Wake up, motherfucker! Wake up! I don't know what we're yelling about!
It's the Morning Blitz with Goose, Kelly, and Thick Rick.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
Radio.
Your rock station, your morning show.
Happy, boing, 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 boing.
Look here, things need to be done around here.
Calm down.
Your Morning Blitz begins now.
Hey, welcome to Tax Day. How's it going, Kelly?
Great. How's it going with you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Except for the fact that I did realize I screwed up my taxes back in February.
Why?
I realized yesterday that I screwed up my taxes. So now I got to figure out how to go back and fix the thing. Because, I don't know if I should admit this on air. Back in the day, my sister had some law and legal issues, let's just say. So she's still kind of, what's a restitution? She's still in the restitution stage where she has to pay back some money and things like that.
Okay.
My sister, however, also likes to play bingo and the daily 3-number lottery, like the lunchtime,
right?
Whatever that is. And
pick 3.
The pick 3, right? And last year she hit once, and it was like, I don't know, like $3,000 or something if you get the numbers in the exact order.
Nice.
Right? You win like $3,000, but she can't go pick it up from the state because they'll just take the money. So she gave me the ticket, and I went to the state lottery office and
you got to claim it,
and I got to claim it, and I forgot I got to claim that money. So now and lottery winnings are taxed at like 45%. Like, it's a ridiculous amount. They take half the money or whatever. So now I got to go back and I got to figure out how to fix that.
Oh man, are you just at the bottom of the list of people to pay back now for your sister?
Probably, yes. I think I got a tiny refund, but yeah, we got to go back.
They're going to take that back.
Probably, yeah. So I'm definitely going to have to make a phone call and be like, okay, so how much do I owe you? So, how are you doing on a Tuesday?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
We're going to file an extension, as our accountant does for us every year, and takes another 6 months to file.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, we pay quarterly, so we're good.
Okay.
And my husband owns his business, so...
Okay.
Yeah, he just, we always file an extension. I mean, you do have to pay what you owe today. Even if you file an extension, what you owe has to be paid today. You have to estimate what you think you will likely owe, and you have to send the money in, or you're going to get dinged, and you're going to get dinged hard.
Right. I thought if you filed an extension, then that's an extension. No?
Just to file the paperwork.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so like last year at this time, we had already paid the tax on the money I won from fantasy football.
Oh, okay.
And it was all filed this year.
Okay. It is going to be a busy tax day. We got a lot to do, a lot to talk about, so let's get it all going with Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got for us?
All right, $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. What famous person's girlfriend is competing for the title of Miss Maine USA? All right, we want to know the guy, the famous guy. His girlfriend is competing for the title of Miss Maine USA. Be the first to tell us at 99-700 and get the gift card.
Hey, let's get that answer to Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right, the question was, what famous person's girlfriend is competing for the title of Miss Maine USA? And it was also the answer to this Jeopardy question.
In the 2008 Super Bowl, this losing head coach threw a hissy fit and stalked off the field. Ranjan.
Who's Bill Belichick?
Correct.
That's so funny.
Hissy fit.
What a great Jeopardy question.
Was that the, oh wait, no, because they won that one. Never mind. The interception at the goal line versus the Seahawks.
Yeah, they won that one.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to in that game?
When
he stomped off the field. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, yeah, so Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, is competing for the title of Miss Maine USA. Bill's 72. She's 24. It's funny. You'll hear somebody say, he's twice her age. Bill's actually exactly 3 times her age.
Yeah.
You know, so.
He's got to know he's being used.
I would imagine. Maybe he doesn't care. She is actually stunning.
Yeah, she's a good-looking girl.
Kelly, think back to when you were 24 years old. If a multimillionaire, greatest NFL coach of all time asked you out and he was 3 times your age, what would you have said?
I would have said yes.
Okay.
I mean, who's saying no to that?
Right.
I'm just checking.
I mean, you're just going to dinner, right?
Well, they've been together. They've been together for 2 years.
That's all I'm doing.
They've been together for 2 years since she was 22 years old.
I will go to dinner and be your arm candy, and if I'm in my 20s and you're in your 70s.
I'm pretty sure she's slapping wrinkles.
I mean, 2 years they've been together.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
What kind of Viagra is this guy on?
Probably the best.
Like,
money he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a double dosage at this point.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Brian Jones from Zanesville was the first one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I know. That's what I think.
No, I'm not falling in love with a guy when I'm 20 and he's 70. Yeah, no, you're going out with him for one reason. It's because he's got a ton of money and he's got some status.
Yeah,
and you're 20.
What do you have in common?
Nothing.
What do you...
Absolutely nothing.
Who cares?
And honestly, that is a really... to me, the money doesn't make up for the lack of connection. I could never trade in... like an honest and sincere connection with someone because somebody else had a bunch of money.
What's the formula that would work for you per million? How many inches of sag in the nuts will you take per million? Is it 1 million per inch of sag? How much would make it worth it?
The only way that you would catch me marrying somebody who had a ton of money is if I didn't know they had a ton of money and I actually fell in love with them.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess having a ton of money, it wouldn't have been a factor in the actual relationship. Yeah, no, I think that's a really awful trade-in. Like, you have to live with this person. You have to, you need a support in life. You need communication and fun, and you got to have, some type of, relatability.
Yeah, what are you going to talk about?
But that's the thing. Then you only do it for the money.
I know. You only do it for the money, but you still have to live a life. And here you are dragging around a 75-year-old guy.
How sloppy are the kisses, do you think?
Oh, gosh.
Anyways, it's tax day. If you're sending out a bunch of cash to the government, you want to save some today, you've got a bunch of opportunities to do so. Krispy Kreme has a buy one, get one deal. Burger King has 1-cent cheeseburgers. Shake Shack is free black truffle burgers if you want to head out and grab a burger. 7-Eleven has a delivery deal where you can get $10.40 off your delivery through the app.
7-Eleven?
Yeah.
Who's getting stuff delivered from 7-Eleven? That's a move.
That is a move. That is a move.
What are we getting? Like a little pack of Oreos and some oil for your car? You got to do a little oil change.
You get a Slurpee delivered. Sometimes you're just craving that Slurpee.
I guess.
Hooters has a discount on their appetizers. Potbelly Sandwiches has buy one, get one free. California Pizza Kitchen has a $10 off for delivery or takeout. BJ's Restaurant and Brewhouse, Smoothie King. So you've got an opportunity to save some money today if you want to head out and about. And, you're already ticked off that you're sending money off to the government. You're like, I need to save some money because I just spent all my money. Well, there you go.
Can you deliver me something from 7-Eleven, like a hot dog that's been on the rollers for about 7 hours?
Oh, I'll tell you what, though. Every so often, I love me a good wizard finger. The one that's just...
Wizard finger.
Oh, the hot dog.
Wrinkled up hot dog.
Yeah, the hot dog has been on there for like 23 and a half hours. Or that cheeseburger log.
Yeah.
That's just all bumpy.
The other things like taquitos.
Taquitos.
Yeah.
That usually the two ends are completely dried out and you'll crack a tooth on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just need one of those.
You know what? I'm kind of curious for them to open up like I want to see the insides of all those coffee machines. When's the last time one of those was cleaned?
Oh, probably.
I mean, it's been...
Probably the Great
been
Depression.
A second.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You think they get serviced?
You would hope. You would hope. I'm
What's
just thinking probably not as regular as they should.
What's your Slurpee flavor?
I don't like Slurpees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. If I were to do one, I would do the cherry.
I like the blue raspberry.
I don't like blue raspberry stuff. No. Head on out, save some money. It's 98.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, Wallet Hub did another one of their comparisons. This time it was all about airlines, and they compared the 9 largest U.S. airlines plus 2 regional carriers across 14 metrics that ranged from cancellation and delay rates to baggage mishaps, in-flight comfort, cost, in-flight amenities. And they did keep things fair in that they didn't penalize an airline that charged for drinks but had much cheaper airline tickets, so they kind of they evened everything out.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess as to 2025's best overall airline?
I'm going to say Delta.
Vic, you want to take a guess as to 2025's best overall airlines?
Southwest.
You are both incorrect. Do you want to take another guess?
United.
Oh, don't tell me it's JetBlue.
You're getting closer.
Oh, don't tell me it's Frontier. Spirit.
No way.
No.
Spirit.
No way. Well, we're just talking about money, right?
No, the best overall.
14 metrics.
I've ridden
14
Spirit.
different metrics.
It was cheap, but you get what you pay for.
You do. Here's the thing. I have flown Spirit a good handful of times, and I've only had one issue, and that issue was I brought a carry-on, and when I departed, no problem. Bring my carry-on, everything was fine. On my return flight, the gate agent made me measure it and said, no, I had to pay for this particular item because it wasn't the free item, and it didn't fit in the little thingamajig. I was like, they didn't charge me on the way here. I'm sorry. And that's the thing about gate agents.
Yeah.
It all depends what kind of day they're having.
Well, have you seen people who were able to fly with their dog to their destination, but same airline wouldn't let them take their dog home?
Yep. It's all about
weird.
the gate agent for sure. Most affordable airline, Spirit Airlines. Most reliable airline, Delta Airlines. Most comfortable airline, JetBlue. Best airline for pets, United and SkyWest. And the safest airline, Spirit Airlines.
Wow.
Well,
Spirit's doing their thing. Again, I've never had an issue. Obviously, we've all seen online things. We all know their reputation. But all in all,
if you're getting from point A to point B, that's all
right,
we're asking
absolutely.
for, right?
100%.
yeah, and all the rest doesn't matter because when you're on a Spirit plane, you're just praying, let me land. Just let me land. You don't care about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, again, I guess they're doing their thing. So, sure, it's nice to have the TV right there at the headset in front of you and things like that, but I bring my laptop anyways.
Yeah.
Download a movie. Put it on your phone. I'm a plane sleeper. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
That was, I want to say it was 7-8 years ago. Last time I flew on Spirit. Maybe they've improved. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
Well, they're number one now,
Yeah.
so yes.
Good for them. This next story, a bit aggravating. You might see egg prices go up because there has been another egg incident. Take a listen.
A semi-trailer fire in Mokina turns out to be a very egg-expensive fire. The fire happened around 8:30 last night on I-80 westbound near LaGrange Road. The driver told us that he was coming from Ohio and was hauling around 24,000 pounds of eggs inside that truck. Illinois State Police say no one was hurt.
Watching the video of this news story and the bulldozer they had just pushing all the broken egg, that had to be the slimiest highway. I mean, I'm sure you got to do some sort of like power washing or what's the sand or the old wood chip vomit cleanup from
the
school.
vomit cleanup, yes.
They got to use something.
Oh, the sawdust?
Yeah, because that, just watching that bulldozer, it was, oh, God.
I have a hot tip on eggs, by the way.
I'm just thinking of all those raw eggs. Oh, this. You have a hot tip on
you
eggs?
You love eggs, but a raw egg,
yeah,
you can't.
The thought of a raw egg. Okay. God, and just pushing that mouth.
Oh,
God.
My hot tip is I just started buying the last month or so Happy Egg. They are free range, pasture raised. I don't know. I guess you're going to pay for them, but they are the most orange yolks I have ever seen in an egg that I've purchased at Kroger. Happy Egg. I take it to the bank. It is a good egg. You are getting a good dozen eggs
really
with
orange,
Happy
yeah.
Egg.
It's all about the yolk color,
it's
for
so
sure.
So bright and gorgeous. Oh, my gosh. I've never seen a nicer looking egg than Happy Egg.
By the way, 24,000 pounds is about 45,000 large eggs.
Yeah. It was a lot of eggs. It was a lot of eggs on that highway, and it happened right in Illinois, so affecting the Midwest.
That is a slick, snotty mess.
Man. Would you do an old school like slip and slide? You just take a whole bunch of egg and pour it all over the slip and slide, and then just
Just for fun, or
just
am I getting
funsies.
Anything out of it?
Just
no.
for funsies.
No.
Just to give you an idea, you talk about, like, will the egg prices go up because of this? 45,000 eggs. The United States produces approximately 1 billion eggs per year.
Yeah, but here's the thing. At $6.23 on average, that's $114,000 worth of eggs that were lost.
Damn.
That's a lot of egg.
Is.
That's a lot of egg. And if you want to up your egg game, make sure you get Happy Egg, according to Kelly.
They're beautiful.
It's the most gorgeous egg I ever
Not
saw.
some breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. I had a morning show friend at another station that we chit-chat every so often. And he wrote a couple paragraphs, and I couldn't help but laugh. And it brought up a dumb debate that I want to have. All right? Because the article is just dismantling the booth at a restaurant. So the dumb debate is table or booth. You have a choice. Are you going table or booth? 800-821-9970 or 99-700. Now, Nora and I always sit at the bar. If we go to a restaurant, we're going to sit at the bar. We have dinner at the bar. It doesn't matter if it's a nice steakhouse or if it's the corner, little hole in the wall.
Really? You're choosing the bar every time?
We choose the bar every time.
Okay.
As long as we'll even stand up and wait. Instead of taking a table, we'll stand up and wait. We just prefer that atmosphere. But if you're a sitter and you want to go to a restaurant, are you picking the table or the booth? And do you have a reason why? Kelly, can you think of a reason why or why not?
I always pick a booth. I don't know who doesn't pick a booth. I feel like booth is the answer.
Okay.
I'm afraid you're going to tell me it's disgusting now that I said that. However, the reason I choose a booth is I do feel like it's a cozier situation. It's more enclosed. You've got these long backs from the booth, so you and your person are sitting there, and it's almost more of a private type situation. And it's super comfy on the butt, super comfy on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. It feels more enclosed and private to me to have a booth. And when you're sitting out in the middle of a restaurant floor at a table, you're just kinda, like you're just free
You're just
game.
floating out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you're just out there, baby. I don't like that. I need more protection.
It's like Tom Cruise at the end of Castaway, just floating on his little wooden thing in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go over some of this article. First of all, he hates booths. My friend hates booths. First, you're getting in, and it's not just sit down; it's sit and slide.
Sit and slide.
You got to slide all the way in. If you're a 3-top, who's that third wheel? Am I sitting over here? Am I sitting over here? Which side am I on? Which side am I on? Got to make everything awkward. And then if you're the person against the wall, if it's cold outside, you're the coat person. You've got all those coats just stuffed in the corner there. Yeah, sure. I'll lose some arm room because of your giant puffy coat that I have to stuff in the corner there. When the food comes, probably going to get something spilled on you because the waiter's like handing the plate over you to the corner of the booth, or you got to be the food passer.
All right, that's crazy. I've never had a single thing spilled on me, and I always sit in a booth. So no, I reject that.
Okay. What about the fact that I know you talked about the comfiness? You got the long back area, but God forbid you have someone who's antsy behind you or a kid. You get that whole movement because you are connected to another table right behind you.
Yeah,
and so
that's
if you've got the person pushing back and forth.
That's a risk.
And, as you said, booths are impossible to clean. You are most likely sitting in nothing but butt crumbs behind you because it all gets caught in that little area back there.
Yeah.
You can't properly clean a booth because there's no way they're getting in the crack every single time.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying that's his side of the argument.
All right, no, I get it. I understand it.
Thick table or booth?
I like a booth if it's big. If as long as there's plenty of space. You know, when we went out a few weeks ago, that booth was a little cramped for 4 people.
Right, yes.
If there's just 2 of you, one on each side, it's great. The booth is fantastic. Otherwise, I'll take a table.
Okay.
You know, if you got a group of people, yeah, I want a table.
Okay. Let's see. Shannon says always a table. I'm 6'3", and in a booth just isn't big enough space.
Okay, I can see that.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because it's not a standard booth setting. You know, restaurants have, like you said, different size booths.
Yes.
And is the table movable? Because maybe one person needs a little more room.
Right.
I mean, Kelly, you're fairly small. Do you sometimes have to pull the table closer to you?
No, I mean, I haven't noticed.
Okay.
That. But Sarah says she's 5 feet tall. Most of the time, if she sits at a table, her feet don't touch the floor, sitting in a chair.
You got your little kicky legs?
Yeah, so she said if she's in a booth, she can at least sit cross-legged, so her whole body doesn't go to sleep because her legs have to dangle because she's so tiny.
Okay. Let's see. Who else? Ron says, me and my wife choose a table. More adjustable for bigger people. I'm not that much bigger, but booths can dig into the ribs sometimes. Again, I totally agree. If there was a standard booth setting where we knew we were getting room, but I think they're doing with booths what they're doing with airline seats. How many more people can we fit in the restaurant? Because if we make the booths, if we take about 6 inches off of every booth, we can get 2 more booths in here, and then we can get more people to sit down. Let's see. Vanessa says, I agree with thick. 2 other people to a booth. If it's a big group, we're going to take the table.
Yeah. Some places have booths you could put 6 people in them.
They do, yeah. No, absolutely.
And so that is great for 4 people.
How about like the curved booth?
Curved corner
and
booth.
somebody does have to scooch all the way to the center.
That's a total pain in the ass. You got 5 people in the curved booth.
And you're the middle.
Who's scooting in? Scooting all the way around. What are your feelings on you walk in and you see a couple and they're sitting on the same side of the booth? Those people are psycho.
Oh, with nobody on the other
Yes.
side? Oh, yeah. I don't.
Those people are psycho.
It's like, okay, you can't not sit next to each other for dinner.
Kelly,
Really?
you're looking like you and Charlie sit on the same side of the booth.
No, never.
Oh, okay.
I'm not cranking my neck around to have a conversation.
I just sit across from you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're just...
Make it easy on me.
You look like an angry ostrich the entire time. Your neck is just sideways. You're looking over here. Yeah.
But if we are like 3 people to a booth, Charlie and I will sit side by side so as not to make it awkward for the other person. Like, who do I sit beside,
right,
Charlie or Kelly?
Where am I going? Where am I going?
We'll scoot you over together.
I would love to know. 99.700, dumb debate. You doing the booth or the table? It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Proclaiming it a proud day for the Scarlet and Gray, President Trump welcomed Ohio State University's championship football team to the White House.
But today is my great honor to welcome the 2024 college football national champions at the Ohio State University.
Vice President J.D. Vance, an Ohio State alum, joined Trump at the podium, as did Ohio State University coach Ryan Day. And when J.D. Vance went to lift the trophy, it separated from its base. It comes in 2 pieces. So it's not like he broke it, but it did separate from the base. The base dropped to the ground. The trophy was grabbed by Travion Henderson and Cody Simon, who were standing behind the vice president. The trophy is fine. It wasn't damaged. It's really super heavy, and it just separated.
Why is that not one piece? I don't understand.
Yeah, I guess because they wanted you to be able to lift the actual top trophy part up without having to carry the 30-pound base with it.
Okay.
This thing's like 65 pounds in all. So to be able to just lift the top part up to hold it up is what the purpose is.
Okay.
And then you can set it on the base to display it.
Okay, that makes sense. Because when I watched, it's like he just tried to lift the whole thing, and it just looked like it just came apart. Like it wasn't. I'm like, was that even connected?
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
I guess not.
Okay.
It is a 2-piece situation. Anyway, afterwards, Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel joined the team at the podium, and the ceremony ended with the team giving President Trump an Ohio State helmet and a team jersey that said Trump 47. Your taxes are due today, but if you haven't even started or you're not done yet, there's still hope. If you're in a crunch, you can file for an extension. An extension gives you an extra 6 months to file the paperwork, but you do not get 6 more months to pay. Whatever you owe in taxes, whatever you think you owe, do your best guess and send that money in today so you don't get penalized later. When a 5.2 magnitude earthquake hit Southern California yesterday, a herd of elephants at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park acted quickly to form a protective circle around their young. The quake, which was felt from San Diego all the way to Los Angeles, caused minor disruptions, no major damage, but the elephants' reaction was caught on video. So the 3 older elephants, so the earthquake starts and they kind of run real quick. And then they get together and encircle the 2 7-year-old calves in an instinctive behavior. They call it alert circle.
Yeah, it's amazing. Crazy that they know to do that.
Yeah, so the older elephants faced outward and their ears spread.
Yeah.
And for about 4 minutes, they stayed there protecting the young. And then they dispersed, but they sort of stayed a little close. And then they repeated the huddle about an hour later because there was an aftershock. So they all got back together, faced outwards, spread their ears, and sort of waited for the aftershock to be over.
It's so cool that they know instinctively to do that, and it's just kind of built into their DNA. But at the same time, obviously, through science and research and the human brain and our cognitive abilities and what we're able to do, we know what an earthquake is. Yeah. We can measure an earthquake. We can study earthquakes. Could you imagine being an elephant and just be like, hey, what? And not knowing what it is, but all of a sudden your entire world is just shaking for no reason. The strangest feeling in the world. Whoa. Cut it out.
Finally, feels like a reason to spread these ears. Yep. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
It is cool, though. All right, those are your 3 things.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time. Rock and rumble. Kelly versus Goose.
On the Blitz.
Really? Jumping jacks?
Well, I do me, you do you.
Okay, fair enough. It is time for Rock and Rumble. We have got Boba Flex tickets to give away for the show this Saturday with Broken Habits. This Day Forever, Electric Dream Machine is going to be there as well. Newport Music Hall this Saturday. Tickets on sale at AXS.com. We need 2 representatives. 800-821-9970. Kelly's going to play for one of you. I'm going to play for one of you. And then someone is going to walk away with a pair of tickets for BobaFlex. If you want that chance, 800-821-9970 right now. While we wait, Thick, what is today's category for the Rock and Rumble?
So last week we had all the new audio that went into the National Registry, into the archives. You know, there was songs like Fly Like an Eagle.
The Hamilton soundtrack went in there.
Yes, and then there was this sound. Which in 1995, that was Windows.
Yes.
You know, for the computer. And I come to find that there's a ton of iconic sounds that go with brands.
Okay.
So these are the iconic sounds. I will play an iconic sound, and you have to tell me what brand it goes with.
I like that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get 2 representatives. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Scott.
Hi, who's this?
Scott.
Scott. All right, Scott, your choice. Do you want to be represented by Kelly or by Goose?
Goose.
All right.
I see how it is.
Let's get another competitor. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Scott.
Oh, no.
Another Scott? Scott, what's your last name?
Harris.
Scott
H. All right, Scott H. You're with Kelly.
You can do Scotty for me if you want.
Scotty and Scott.
Oh, Scott and Scotty. That's what we'll do. All right. So
Scotty's with Kelly.
Scotty's with Kelly. Scott's with me.
Yeah.
All right. Iconic sounds. We're going to put you both on hold as your duly elected representatives. We're going to try and win you some tickets for BobaFlex. Kelly's jumping up and down.
I know
She's jacked, ready to go. Iconic sounds from brands. Thick. When you're ready, let's go with the first one.
All right. Here's the iconic sound. You tell me the brand.
Oh, God. Irish Spring.
Nope.
Darn it.
Shoot! Old English.
No.
Old Spice. Old Spice.
Yes, Old Spice. Old Spice, yes.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Here we go.
Second one.
the movie
20th
theater.
Century Fox.
Yes.
I always play that on Nora's butt.
Okay, so you had an unfair advantage on that one.
He's experienced at playing it.
Oh, my God. Quit making
That's
us
Kelly's
picture
butt.
Nora's butt.
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
All right. Here we go. 2-0. Let's go with number 3.
Is it a deep slap sound or... Yeah, anyway. All right, here we go.
Netflix.
Yes, Kelly got that one.
Okay, all right.
All right, number 4.
Disney.
Oh, that was a dead tie.
Was it, or was I just like a half second in
I
front of you?
mean...
Let's do it again.
I think
Disney.
she was. I think she was a split second in.
Well,
I think her D came out first.
All right.
2-2.
Look at that, him giving it up. Not even a fight for it. All right, number 5. Here we go.
Oh.
AOL.
No.
No, Spectre. It's a Sprint.
Nope.
Dang it.
T-Mobile.
Yes.
Ah. Okay.
3-2. 3-2. Here we go.
PlayStation.
No.
Dire Straits. I want
Xbox.
MTV.
What?
TV.
Wait, really? No.
Yes. Yeah, they
Play
are.
it again.
MTV.
Okay.
All right, we're tied.
All right, here we
We're
go.
Tied.
Here we go, number 3.
With 3 more to go. Here we go.
Oh, I do not know that one.
All I can think of is what's that song? No.
You want a hint?
No clue.
I'll give you a hint.
0 clue.
This is what you hear while you're watching. That's what you hear at the beginning of every movie made by this.
DreamWorks.
Nope.
View Askew.
Nope.
Pixar.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, is that the lamp?
Yes.
That's the lamp
That's the
jumping,
lamp.
and then it crushes the eye. Okay.
All right.
All right. 4-3. Here we go. Dr. Pepper.
Coke. Kelly's right. All right, we are tied. 4-4, 1 to go.
This is the last one?
Last one. Ready?
PlayStation.
Nope.
AOL.
No.
Microsoft. Apple. Google.
Oh, God, I know it.
Netscape.
Paramount Plus.
Nope.
Hulu.
Nope. Somebody's so close.
It's
not like Windows.
Fubu.
Oh, my gosh.
Penthouse TV.
You have to break the tie. Somebody's got to get it.
Max.
Nope.
Is it a streaming service? Paramount. Peacock. Hulu. Netflix.
ESPN. Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Okay. Let's say.
What's another?
Apple TV Plus.
What's another?
We're going.
Netflix.
Not Hulu.
Amazon Prime.
Goose is a winner. And
God.
that means Scott's a winner.
Scott, congratulations. I got you, man. I got you, Scott. You're going to see Bubba Flex this Saturday. Scotty,
Thank you
sorry.
so much.
Kelly wasn't the winner today. I apologize.
Sorry,
Thanks for
Scotty.
playing along, though. Woo! All right, Scotty, you hang out. Or Scott, you hang out 1 second. We'll get you hooked up. We will have another pair of tickets for Bubba Flex tomorrow. Somebody jumped online and put out a simple question. What's something you would never buy, even if it was discounted 99.99%?
Liver.
The food? Or like from someone's body, like on the black market?
Beef liver.
Yeah, because you could turn around and sell a human liver for quite a,
You really
a
could,
profit
absolutely.
if you got that for 99% off.
Yeah, the liver black market is through the roof right now.
Huge.
Absolutely. I might need to get one soon.
Oh, yeah?
Golfing season around? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not buying liver to eat.
The smell of it will make me puke.
Okay. All right. Kelly, can you think of something?
I can. I am not buying a single thing from an MLM company.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Do not. I don't care how cheap it is.
Someone answered the question with a get-rich-quick course from a 20-something on TikTok.
Yeah.
They've always got the Lamborghini in the background.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying that.
No.
Right.
Someone said a live rhino. I don't know if I could.
What am I going to do with that?
If I could own a live rhino for 99.99% off. I mean, I don't know how much a live rhino
I know,
costs
right?
in
What
the
is
first
that?
place. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because having a live rhino could be kind of cool.
And you got all that hassle with the permits, and then you got to build it a shelter, and then you have to care for it. That's a lot.
A shelter that'll keep it in.
That'll keep it in, yeah.
Cleaning the poop.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
What
Yeah,
are the
good.
maintenance costs on a live rhino?
good.
It's a
Out of
lot.
curiosity. I have to agree with this one. What's something you would never buy, even if it was 99.99% off? Gas station sushi.
Ooh, yes.
yeah.
I don't know if that's worth it.
Nope.
Someone said meth. Good choice. Good choice.
Okay.
Someone said used underwear. Also a good choice. I agree with this. An NFT.
Never.
Oh, no way.
Not spending a dime on that. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What's something you would never buy, even if it was 99.9% off? Someone said a trip down to see the wreck of the Titanic.
No.
I'm not doing that either.
No discount. No.
Nope, I am definitely not doing that.
The video game controller.
Yes. Nope. I agree with this one as well. Someone said an OnlyFans subscription. I agree. I am not spending any money on that.
Nope.
Yeah.
There are way too many free websites out there.
Also,
I can't even fathom paying for something like
add
that.
in like any premium account for a social media, like your premium Twitter, your premium, or even like the, we'll give you exclusive content if you subscribe to our, what is it? These
I have
TikTok
no idea.
accounts have.
But I will tell you this. Someone actually said that. Someone put that on the list.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. The premium service for something like X or Snapchat.
No,
Not
I'm not
doing it.
paying for social media.
Not doing it. I agree with this one. Someone said black licorice.
Oh, no way.
I will.
Oh,
I'll
Kelly
put more
will
for
buy
me
it all.
then.
Yeah, you can buy it all up.
She'll hoard it.
Vic, this one's for you. Someone said, even if it's 99.99% off, I'm not buying a boat. Way too much maintenance and monthly costs.
99.99% off?
I'm buying a boat.
I'll buy a few boats.
99.9% off.
A few
Turn
boats.
around and
Are you
unload
kidding
it.
me?
You know, someone else said this too, and we actually got a text when we put this out there. Rob said something I'd never buy at 99.99% off
is a Tesla. Now,
come on.
Here's the thing. I get it. In these politically charged times, you can have your own opinion about whatever you want. But a car for 99.99% off?
I don't care
You have to think of a resale value here. You have to be thinking one step ahead.
There's that, too. I mean, if you get it and just turn around and sell it?
Yeah.
For full price?
Why wouldn't you?
Let's see. TJ agreed that there's a boat. Texts are rolling in. Now, I do agree with this. 1935 texted in and said a Tesla truck. I'm not buying a Cybertruck. I agree
For
with that.
99.99% off?
I don't know.
I will buy it.
Again,
I'm sorry.
I feel like I agree. You don't want that on your record anywhere. You don't want anybody seeing that you were ever in a possession of a Cybertruck.
For that price, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care how anybody feels about Elon or anything.
I feel like
For
you're
that price,
going to end up in a FEMA camp.
The
if you're on that
Cybertruck
list.
has nothing to do with Elon whatsoever. I just think it's the
they're
most
so
god-awful,
embarrassingly ugly.
thing
I don't
ever.
disagree with you, but for that price, I'm getting
All right, just say, let's change this a little, alter it. For 99.9% off, you have to keep what you buy. You can't turn around and resell it.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
All right, so that's not an option.
And I'm still keeping it.
Jay said a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
You hate melons?
That's
that
hilarious.
much?
That's like me and liver.
Let's see. Clint said a trip to India. For 99.99% off, I'm probably going to go.
Do I want to see it that bad? What's there? What am I going to do there?
I mean, just to visit a new place, probably going to go. Let's see. Someone said, Matt said an Apple phone. Really?
What?
Why would you not buy an iPhone for 99.9%
Just
off?
to have it.
What
I'm
else we
an
got?
iPhone person, and I would take a Galaxy or something. I would buy. Yeah, why wouldn't
Although,
you?
now that I think about it, I probably wouldn't take a Galaxy. I like my iPhone too much.
I love my Galaxy.
Yeah.
Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
My guy Bill.
Bill, all right. What are you not buying for 99.9% off?
A Michigan jersey.
Agreed. I wouldn't
Fair
either.
enough. Although,
Good job, Bill.
on the flip side,
right.
I got to agree. There's no way in hell I'm buying an Ohio State football ticket for
course not.
99.9%
No.
off. I agree with you wholeheartedly. If you've got one, love to hear from you. 99.7 The Blitz. I saw this article on people.com. It's a crazy story. The article is about Jay Jensen. She's a 27-year-old bride from Australia. And the morning of her wedding, she's doing her thing. She made a TikTok video about this, explaining what happened. But she's doing the wedding morning thing. She's got her bridesmaids over. They're having some mimosas. They're doing their hair and makeup. In fact, one girl even got smacked in the face with the cork, and they were laughing about it.
Okay.
And here's the deal. She was getting herself a major headache. I'm sure it's very stressful the morning of your wedding. I'm sure the night before, you might not be getting the best sleep. You're all excited. And so she decided, I need to take some Tylenol. Unfortunately, she grabbed the wrong meds from her cabinet, and she downed 2 Restovit, which are super strong sleeping pills.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
And here's the thing. She couldn't get them out. She actually tried to do the whole finger down the throat thing.
And it wouldn't come up?
And it wouldn't come up. She had really felt the effects as she's getting close to walking down the aisle. Thankfully, she did fight through it, and everything turned out to be okay. I guess you can fight through even if you take a sleeping pill.
Cocaine?
Well, I mean, that would reverse the effects for sure. I don't know if she necessarily did that at her wedding. I do know the night before I got married, a couple guys and I stayed at a hotel. So obviously not to see, the bride and do that whole thing. And we had gone out, and that night we went to the pool. And and here's the deal. I didn't get married till I was 35 or 36. And why we're stupid children, I don't know. But this pool wasn't the largest hotel pool. It was a little bit smaller. And for some reason, I was just kind of doing the underwater thing. Just blah, blah. And then I came up, and I was probably 3/4 of the way across the pool. And so my buddy goes, oh, yeah? Well, watch this. And he goes underwater and swims the entire length of the pool till he reaches the other end. And he comes up and he's like, I swam further than you did. And I was like, oh, yeah? Watch this. So I go underwater and I do the full length of the pool, but I stay underwater and I push off the wall and I go back the other way. And I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to, like, can't hold my breath anymore. So I just start swimming as fast as I can. Unfortunately, I had my eyes closed, and I ran into the wall underwater. And I had a huge scrape on my forehead. So the morning of my wedding, we went to Macy's makeup counter, and I had one of the makeup girls use like foundation or some cover-up on my forehead. And when we got to the actual ceremony, she noticed instantly.
Right away.
And she went right to my best friend and goes, what did you do? Can you think of a wedding mishap that you saw anywhere?
Oh, gosh. Well, I was in a wedding. One of my friends was getting married, and we were standing there watching the ceremony. The bridesmaids were all in a row, and the one bridesmaid in front of me started swaying back and forth. I'm like, okay, she's going down.
Is she going down?
She then stumbles out of line and over toward the wall of the church to like get a grip on something, or at least. And she, right before she got to the wall, she took a header, smacked her head on the wall, and just slid down the wall.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
Was she leg locked? I know a lot of people standing up do the whole leg lock, and that can cause
came to find
issues.
out she was pregnant. Ooh. And she did not know that she was pregnant at the moment.
And that made her pass out?
I guess something was
Blood
going
sugars
on
dropped or whatever.
in her
Wow.
body, and she ended up she just completely ate it right during the wedding.
Thick, any mishaps at a wedding you can think of?
Several, because I DJ'd weddings. And,
Okay, yeah.
I did see a bride face plant going down the aisle once. That was
Okay.
terrible. I felt so bad for her. I mean, that was just, can you imagine?
Oh,
your
awful.
wedding day, your face just,
Yeah.
I don't know if she stepped on her dress or something. And she just...
Oh, so she didn't pass out. She just
tripped and went face. I mean, bam, right into the floor. Terrible.
If you've got one, 800-821-9970. Of course, you can always shoot us a text as well, 99700. Would love to hear from you. 99.7 The Blitz. Oh, this poor bride in Australia shared a TikTok video, 27 years old, getting ready in the morning with her bridesmaids, has a bit of a headache, and she pops 2 heavy sleeping pills instead of Tylenol. Oh, she fought through it, but she said she definitely felt the effects. We've all had wedding mishaps before, for sure. If you've got one, would love to hear from you. Let's see. Jason texted and said, the preacher called me James instead of Jason when I got married. I didn't correct him until it happened for the 3rd time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, at that point, you got to speak up, for sure. When my brother was getting married a little over 6 years ago, I decided I was going to drink with the groomsmen and my family. I've never gotten in the circle and then finished my drink, gave myself alcohol poisoning. I was barely coherent through the morning because I was around my cousins as an adult and, they like to drink.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. John said I was 2 hours late for my wedding, was at strip club, showed up drunk. Preacher would not marry us. I couldn't even remember my vows. My wife was so mad. We then got married a month later. She took me to the wedding herself.
Right, yeah. She's like,
okay.
Not losing track of you this time.
The lore in my family is that my parents, when they got married in 1963 at St. James in Oakland Park, St. James Catholic School, St. James Celeste, the priest that they had been doing all their premarital work with, he took off with the secretary, decided he wanted to actually have a relationship and get married. This was a few days before their wedding. They had to or I think maybe a day before their wedding. The priest took off with a lady and ended up they had to get a substitute priest in real quick for a Saturday wedding.
He just
he was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
I'm not into the celibate life. Can't do it.
2018 texts in said Chipotle catered my wedding. We planned it 3 months in advance, but we checked the week of and everything was fine. Get to the day of, not ready.
Food wasn't there.
Oh, no.
So they had to wait an additional 15 hours for the food to be ready. That seems like I guess if it's a large catering order, it takes a while to cook because then they're on top of cooking all their own regular food.
Yes.
Then they have to make this large party. So, yeah, it would absolutely take a long time. Oh, what do you do at that point? Do you just go pick up some pizzas?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just like, we got to have something to eat.
Right. You
Can't
just have to.
nothing.
That's right.
Jeez.
Anna says, I made my wedding bouquet and my bridesmaids the day of the wedding. I left for the church and forgot them. We didn't notice until it was time to line up. No bouquets.
Those things aren't cheap either.
I guess in the overall, big picture, bouquets aren't the worst thing to forget.
No, they're not.
It's like, okay, so we're not holding on to our flower bouquets. Sure, I'm sure they look pretty and everything, but lot worse things could happen for sure.
Gerald's sister peed her pants at their cousin's wedding.
Whoops! You don't want to do that. That's gonna put a damper on the day.
How does that happen as an adult?
I don't know.
I'm not.
Alcohol?
Yeah, maybe. I've had my share of alcohol in my former days, and I have never peed my pants. I've always been able to find a bathroom.
I think that. Yeah, I think that's different. I mean, pooping your pants can happen at a moment's notice.
Can it?
Oh, absolutely. It can.
A moment's notice. I can see being way far away, like you are somewhere when there's not a bathroom close, and all of a sudden you feel it coming on, and you're like, I'm in big, deep trouble here. Big, deep trouble.
Right, but it can also happen if you trust a fart and then things go wrong.
Okay, right. Yeah, that's a split second. You're right. You're right.
Now, peeing, at that point, I'm going outside. Like, I will.
Yeah.
It won't happen in the pants.
In the pants.
Even if it's behind a bush or something, it's not happening in the pants.
Maybe like she got to laughing real hard, and sometimes that
Now that could happen.
Yeah, I could see that.
You have the beautiful, amazing moms out there who have sneezed, coughed, or laughed too hard, and all of a sudden it happens.
Right. Yep.
This is a good one. Gustavo said, when I was going to get married, I told my best friend at my bachelor party that I had not memorized my vows yet. He said, don't worry, the priest will let you read it from the book. Next day, wedding, there was no book. The priest had to whisper it to me in the ceremony, and it was very awkward.
His own vows.
The vows he was, making to his wife.
You can't. How did the priest know the vows, and you didn't know your vows?
I don't know. Yeah, if the priest didn't have the book.
Yeah. What?
Did you read this one about the wedding cake being delivered 3 hours late? Okay. Our wedding cake, they didn't leave their name. Our wedding cake was delivered 3 hours late. It did not arrive until halfway through the reception. And when they opened the box, it was smashed.
Oh, no.
The delivery guy admitted he dropped it while in transit. The cake looked awful. Good news, they gave it to us for free.
Again, you gotta laugh through wedding mishaps because most likely at least one thing's gonna go wrong. So,
oh my gosh, Amber went to a wedding and it was KFC in the buckets.
Oh,
that was their food.
I'm fine with
as long
that.
as it's original recipe.
No, extra crispy. What are you talking about?
Oh no, it's too much.
800-821-9970 or 99-700. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the situation that has 70 westbound closed downtown between Front Street and the West Side Split, and then all the on and off ramps in that whole area downtown closed. It's a mess down there. Apparently, there was a road rage shooting at about 7:05 this morning. A dispatcher, I'm reading this from the 10 TV website, by the way. A dispatcher with the city's public safety department says the shooting happened on 70 West near Broad Street. And according to the dispatcher, a caller said they were shot in the face by a person driving a gold Chevy Equinox. Equinox. The dispatcher said that the caller was driving a Ford F-150, and then another caller said that the two vehicles were brake checking each other before the shooting. So they were each brake checking each other, and then someone shot. Then that's according to witnesses. Police say they are searching for the suspected vehicle, so all lanes are closed on 70 West at the 71 or 315 split, and the ramps from 71 and 315 are closed as well.
I'm looking at the map on my phone. It's just
solid red.
Well, first of all, that whole section's in black, which is completely shut down. But it's just red and yellow everywhere.
Yep, that's what you're dealing with. If you're around there, just have some
What
patience.
those idiots caused? I mean, it's just.
Hey, I got brake checked by that Ford F-150, that red truck. Remember downtown? And I wanted to fight the guy.
Yes.
And I asked him to please meet me here at the radio station so I could freaking throw a punch.
He was scared of you. He didn't show up.
He didn't. I'm very intimidating.
Yeah.
But anyway, it does make you angry when you get brake checked.
Oh, absolutely.
But really what you should do is just sort of let the person go. Don't go and brake check them.
Not shoot him in the face.
Yeah, don't shoot him in the face. Yeah. All right. Officers are investigating an assault on a Newark school bus. It happened last week. A 12-year-old boy was reportedly punched in the head 22 times by a 15-year-old student on board the bus. The whole incident was caught not only on the side and on the bus surveillance inside the bus. The kids were all taking video. 0 people intervened, even the bus driver. Nobody tried to stop this 15-year-old from allegedly beating the crap out of a 12-year-old. Newark police say the 15-year-old told officers that he didn't mean to seriously hurt the younger kid, but he hit him because the boy pushed his cousin. The 12-year-old was diagnosed with a concussion after the incident, and Newark police and Newark schools say they are investigating. A 19-year-old Michigan man was really upset that he had to watch the pets while his girlfriend and her family went on a cruise. Has been sentenced to 8 months in prison for emailing a fake bomb threat. That email forced Carnival to have to check more than 1,000 rooms after the ship had already departed Miami. This happened in January of last year. Authorities say the email was traced back to Joshua Lowe. He was living with his girlfriend and her family, and I feel kind of bad for the kid because everybody is like, hey, we're all going on a cruise and you're going to take care of our pets while we're gone.
Why was
so
it
wrong?
It's kind of mean.
It's very mean.
You can't call in a bomb threat, but also I have sympathy for you. I do. That sucks. That's a bummer of a situation. So he did end up admitting to sending the bomb threat because they left him behind to care for the animals instead of inviting him on the trip, the family trip. I think you should once you get out of prison, young man, I think you should reevaluate this relationship. It's not the right one for you. Okay? The right relationship, the girlfriend and her family, they're going to find someone to care for the pets and they're going to invite you along. Okay? That's the standard you should have 8 months from today when you get out of prison. All right? Those are your 3 things.
All right, blind top 5, something we've done a few times on this show. Always have fun with it. It's very simple. We have a category, and then we are ranking things in that category. However, we are doing so one at a time, so you don't know what's going to be named next. In fact, Kelly has gotten caught a couple of times where her least favorite, she puts it number 1 because it's
the only slot open.
So we have got our pen and paper ready to go, 1 through 5. And Thick came up with a pretty great category for today. What is today's category for the blind top 5, Thick?
These would be innovations that changed the world.
Innovations that changed the world.
Yes, rank these 5 innovations.
We're ranking them based on what we think changed the most or what we think is the coolest innovation.
Whatever your preference is, I guess. You
Okay.
know, what of these things, what's your favorite or what's most
Boy,
important?
I really like me a wheel. All right.
That would have been a good one. I didn't put the wheel on here.
Innovations that changed the world.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right, let's start with the internet. Where are you going to put the internet? Which began as the information superhighway.
Okay.
Well ranked. Next would be the smartphone.
Okay.
Doesn't the internet make the smartphone a
It
smartphone?
makes it smart, yes.
Okay, so
But the internet was around, and we also had cell phones.
Yeah.
And then it all changed
Yeah,
when we got the
I gotcha.
smartphone allowed you to take
Right.
it with you rather than having to be at home connected, to your computer.
Or
Okay.
a flip phone.
All right.
Okay.
Next would be fire.
Okay. Okay.
All right. How about the airplane?
Ooh.
Oh, Kelly's harumphing.
Okay.
Okay.
And finally, electricity.
Okay.
You guys are not happy with your order, are you?
Well, because one depends on the other.
Well,
they're like all interconnected.
Sure, a lot of things are.
But I got it in, I guess, in order of my favorites, and I'm pleased with what I got.
Oh, you did?
I'm pretty happy with my order. How did you rank them, Kelly?
Number 1, internet. Number 2, smartphone. Number 3, electricity. Number 4, fire. Number 5, airplane.
Okay. So going through, when you started, the internet being the first thing you put on there, I put internet at number 2.
Okay.
Only because here's the deal. I was looking at it from both sides in that the internet has done some amazing, amazing things for us. But at the same time, it's also done some really terrible things for humankind as a whole. Same thing can be said for the smartphone. I put the smartphone at number 3 because, sure, it's nice to have your smartphone with you. But now all of us are looking down all the time.
Yep.
Smartphone neck is a new medical condition we have to deal with. The pinky bump is a new thing we have to deal with because that's where your phone sits, and a lot of people are getting pinky bumps now because they hold it with one hand. So I think the smartphone, I put at number 3, has done some good and some bad. The airplane at number 4, very thankful for the airplane. It has provided me some amazing travel opportunities. I never would have gotten to play St. Andrews Old Course, the first golf course ever, if it weren't for the airplane. Or that would have been a really, really long boat ride. Electricity, I got stuck with at number 5. And as someone who loves to cook and eat, I put fire at number 1.
Yeah, and, I have the benefit of ranking these, knowing what they are in advance. I have electricity number 1 because nothing works without electricity, except for fire. And like you, I like to cook food, and I like heat. I like heat in the wintertime, so I've got fire at number 2. Internet at number 3, like you, Goose. I think it's incredible when used for good.
Yeah.
Smartphone at 4. It's not smart without the internet, so you got to have the internet one spot above the smartphone.
True.
And I put the airplane last because only 17 million people fly every day out of 8 billion, so it seems to be less important than everything else on the list.
Okay.
Because there's way more people using everything else on the list and it's a very tiny percentage of the world that's using the airplane every day.
True, and the internet has made it easier where a lot of people don't have to travel as much and business-wise and things like that. I could see that. Josh, I'm sorry, the steam-powered unicycle was not on the list. He texted in and was wondering where the steam-powered unicycle would fall.
I don't know if you know this, but I can ride a unicycle.
Oh, Kelly's all about it.
Really?
Yeah, I got one for my 12th birthday, and I learned how to ride it. I haven't ridden it since, but I'm pretty sure I could still do it.
Do you think you could still do it?
Yeah, not like one of the circus tall ones, but like a normal size, like you can throw your leg over and ride the unicycle. I'm pretty sure I could still do it if you gave me maybe 10 minutes to practice.
I will pay money for someone this week, if you have a unicycle or know someone who does, to bring it to the station. I will absolutely 100% pay you money to meet us at the radio station at some point during the morning show so we can do this live on the air.
Again, not a circus unicycle.
No,
not
a regular size unicycle.
One if I tipped over, that I'm not going to have that far to fall.
I told her about, and I know you've watched America's Got Talent. They had a group of unicycle riders that did these dance routines. They were incredible.
Okay, I can't do any of that. This is just a straight ride.
Oh, I gotcha. I'm just saying, it's a thing for some people still to this day.
100% will pay you money if you or someone you know has a unicycle and can come to the radio station sometime between 6 and 9 a.m. Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Just put it out there. It's 987 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
If you really, really think about it, going out to eat is one of the most trustworthy things you can do. You are completely giving up your control over what is being put in front of you on the plate.
You have to blindly trust the people in charge of your food.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what's going on back there.
So true.
Now, granted, sure, there are inspections and there are rules to follow, but are they always followed? No. If you've watched Kitchen Nightmares, you know for a fact they are not. Few side steps, a few shortcuts when it comes to cooking and handling of the food. What are you really eating? Well, here's the thing. In Madrid, you got to be careful. If you ask me what my favorite food is, I'm going to say Chinese food. I love Asian cuisine, especially Chinese food. And Jingu is a restaurant situated in the Spanish capital of Madrid. And they were shut down last month because investigators uncovered that their roast duck dish that's on their menu was actually just the street pigeons they were catching out back.
What?
And serving.
No.
At least we're in the same animal. What do you call it? Family.
It's a bird. It's got wings, but it is not roast duck that you are eating, which is a very popular dish in Chinese restaurants. This was straight up street pigeon that they were serving. Police raided the place, and not only did they find the street pigeon, but the kitchen was, let's just say, not up to standards. So,
also, that's like serving rat, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, it is. 100%. Sure, it is a form of meat. Yes, you can cook it and eat it, but I don't think it's something you're going to straight up order off the menu. So, just know, you might not be eating what you think you're eating. That's all I'm saying. Let's take a trip over to California, where a 38-year-old man was just caught in the New Orleans Mardi Gras area of Disneyland. He was running around the awning of Tiana's Place, which is the restaurant based off of The Princess and the Frog in Disneyland in New Orleans Square.
Okay.
They have themselves a little French Quarter, if you will, in Disneyland, where you can go and enjoy the Bourbon Street experience and eat at the restaurants and ride some of the rides. Well, for some reason, a man decided that would be a good place to take off all of his clothing and go running around. Here's the story from KTLA.
New at 11, a man is in custody after trespassing at Disneyland and roaming around naked. That's video of him there. This happened yesterday at the park's New Orleans Square. Workers tried to steer away visitors from that very disturbing sight as that man climbed one of the buildings, exposing himself to the people below and anyone within view. He was arrested shortly after for trespassing, public nudity, and being under the influence of narcotics. Disneyland has not commented on this incident.
Is that people yelling in the background?
Yeah. Oh, that dude crawling across that big awning?
Yeah.
He was lit up on something.
Boy, he was definitely having a good time. I mean, come on. When asked for comment, Mickey Mouse was like, oh, boy, that's a wiener. Like, what? Why are you getting naked at Disneyland?
Oh, my gosh.
Gosh. I wish I had a peen like that. What? Why? Who's going to Disneyland? One, high on drugs, and two, stripping naked. I don't understand. You pay way too much money to get into the park. So why are you going to really get kicked out?
a lot of liberties here, and you're right where the little kids are going to be. Well, they're all over, I'm sure.
They're everywhere. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, you're facing some serious problems there.
You need a team of mental health experts and some drug intervention.
And some drug intervention for sure. That is your not so breaking news. 99.7 The Blitz. You know, a little bit ago we did the blind top 5, and Thick made a list of the most innovative inventions to change the world, and the internet was one of them. And yes, the internet has done a lot of good, and one of those things is it's given a lot of people a voice on all sides of all topics. Anyone can put it out there, but it's also provided, I think, a lot of help for some people, a sense of community for some people, and the ability for people to just kind of put their lives out there if they feel like doing so. And this mom in TikTok has gone viral for her rules around the house, and I'm very curious to see if anyone agrees with her, because I can see both sides of the argument. Here is a snippet from her TikTok video.
Come and deep clean my daughter's room with me while I tell you about our house rules, because if my cleaning's controversial, then my house rules probably are as well. Number 1, you don't have to tidy. I will do that. I don't mind. I'll put your clothes away. I'll wash your clothes. That's my job. I'm your mum. I'm going to mother you. Let me smother you. So, if you don't like it, don't eat it. I will happily cook 4 different meals for 4 different people. I don't mind. I have girl dinner every night. I barely eat. I forget to eat. So if you guys want to go get snacks, go get as many snacks as you want. Snacks are unlimited. So you don't have any rules. You can go in the cupboards, in the fridge, whenever you want. Screen time, unlimited. Have as much screen time as you want. Bedtimes, we don't have them. Half of the kids sleep with me. 4 in the bed and the little one said roll over. I don't mind. What else? You can live with me forever. You don't have to eat what's on your plate. You don't have to clean and tidy. You can go on your phone whenever you want. Get as many snacks as you like. I can't think of any more. Bedtimes, we don't have those. Like, we're a very lenient house. If you want to swear, swear. I say you can say but when we're out and about in the general public, please don't do that. They know that. They wouldn't swear in front of Nanny. That's not okay. But the rules we have in the house, non-existent.
Dang. Just a very laid back,
yeah.
no rules kind of household.
Kid's dream.
Yeah, you would think. I did hear a parent a long time ago say, I let my kids be kids. If there aren't really rules in the house, as long as you're not doing anyone any harm, be a kid. Now, granted, if you grew up like we did back in the day, parents were a lot more strict. You ate what was put in front of you for the most part.
Yep.
You respected the elders, be home when the street light's on, sort of thing. I will say, there are rules, but Nora and I have a pretty lenient household.
Yeah.
Yeah. There aren't like too many things that we are really strict about.
And you got great boys.
Yeah. I'll fully admit there are things that we say inside in the house between the four of us that they know we would never ever say out.
Sure.
In public.
Right.
We don't have a big issue with them swearing. It's not like they do it all the time. If they happen to say a word, they say a word, whatever.
Right.
You've learned to pick your battles, and that some of them just aren't worth fighting.
Right. Definitely a picking of the battles.
It's hard when they've heard the words their whole lives. Let's be honest.
Gavin says that's pretty close to the rules of my house. But then again, I have straight A students. See, that's the thing. There's no reason for Nora and I to complain.
Right.
The 13-year-old last semester slipped up a little bit, and it was like, look, you've got this semester to straighten things out, otherwise there are going to be consequences. And he had to do a little stay behind, a little extra work. One of the teachers offered to help out, so he stayed behind half hour, 45 minutes after school. Sure enough, this semester, grades right back up. So, no punishment necessary. He got the understanding that the rules were going to be in place, but he fixed it himself. So
there has to be, though, a good standing of respect and boundaries for kids, though. Like, it's still, my mom would always be like, I'm not a short order cook. I made dinner, you eat dinner. That's it. Protecting her time. She's not going to sit in the kitchen all night and figure out and clean up after multiple meals that she's had to cook for multiple people. That's just not going to happen. And I think it's okay for kids to respect their mom and respect their mom's time. Now, to say, listen, if you want something different, you're welcome to get up and make it yourself.
Right.
I have no problem with that. Get up and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can do that if you want. This is what I've made. I'm not doing anymore.
Okay. 800-821-9970 or 99700. I wonder if more parents are like this nowadays, because we did get a couple texts saying language is pretty lax in our house, but more respectful on the outside. I wonder if that's just today's way of parenting,
right?
A little more lax. Now, here's the other thing too. While doing this video, you can see she's shampooing the carpets and she's folding this and folding that. By no means is a stay-at-home mom easy, but it does provide more time to do things like cleaning around the house and stuff, as opposed to someone who may be working full-time and then having to come. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. Is she a stay-at-home mom versus going out and working, the 40 or 50 hours a week? Because I'm sure that plays into it, without a doubt. 800-821-9970 or 99700. It's 997 The Blitz.
You can live with me forever. You don't have to eat what's on your plate. You don't have to clean and tidy. You can go on your phone whenever you want. Get as many snacks as you like. I can't think of any more. Bedtimes, we don't have those. Like, we're a very lenient house. If you want to swear, swear. I say you can say but when we're out and about in the general public, please don't do that. They know that. They wouldn't swear in front of Nanny. That's not okay. But the rules we have in the house, non-existent.
Yeah, that's the mom who has gone viral on TikTok for having some very, very lenient house rules.
As long as we're prepping our children to deal with, like, I don't know, other human beings, being respectful, like she said. It's like certain things you can do at home, but we're not doing it in public. Like, we're not going to, like, swear and stuff in public. If you're respectful to your teachers, if you're entering into a workplace where you need to work well with others, like, as long as you're prepped to be a good citizen, who cares about making extra meals?
As Goose mentions, the social contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And it seems like, again, with the text rolling in, that's kind of the route a lot of parents have taken nowadays. That it's a bit more relaxed. Like Kevin says, my daughter called me a cheeky bastard after watching the Doctor Who. I couldn't even be mad. Yeah, that's true. It's very hard to be mad at something like that. Again, the 8732 says, I agree. Goose and I have a very similar household. Yes. Very much relaxed type of atmosphere as long as you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. It give you, kind of like the respect is earned and not given. So if you're respectful and you do the things you're supposed to do, then things are a bit more relaxed.
And you probably understand each child individually. Maybe one thrives under more structure than another. And so providing that is helpful for your child's growth.
Jessica says, I'm with Kelly. I'm not about to cook 4 different meals, but if you don't like what I'm having, then figure out what you're going to eat. You can go make something.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Right.
Let's see.
And this person said, when I was young, my parents said no cursing in the house. I'm 32 and still won't curse in front of my parents.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. 800-821-9970, 99-700. Do you have a more laxed household, or is it something where it's a bit more strict? Because, I grew up in a pretty laxed household, and I think it was because my father spent a lot of time at home due to medical issues, and he was very much a laid-back kind of guy. And to pick up the slack, my mom had to work a lot. And so mom was the rule setter. But if mom's not around, then, you can kind of do whatever you want.
Right, it's a free-for-all.
I had the fun dad. And so, although you get a lot of stories about things being stricter back in the day than they are now.
Well, when your dad's alter ego is Chip the Clown.
Yes,
that's a pretty fun situation.
That is true. He was Chip the Clown. And I wonder if because a lot of us grew up in stricter households, we made conscious decisions. I'm not going to be that strict on my children.
I bet.
I'm going to be a bit more laid back. I want my household to be more fun than the household I grew up in.
Or
so they just kind of keep things at bay.
Extending more trust than you received as a kid.
That too. Yeah.
We got a text. When I was young, my parents always said no cursing in the house. I'm 32. No, I did not. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Finally got to use it.
Good try, though. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, an alleged road rage shooting has left one person injured, caused I-70 in the downtown area to shut down this morning. According to Columbus Police, a 911 call was received from a man who said he had been shot in the face while driving on 70 West near West Mound Street. The caller said that the shooting was a result of a road rage incident. The caller was driving in Ford F-150. He was shot at someone that he says was driving a gold-colored Chevy Equinox. Apparently, according to witnesses who also called 911, the 2 vehicles were brake-checking each other. And that's that's when the shooting occurred. So I guess officers found the caller on 70 West near the Hague Avenue exit, and he was taken to the hospital and is being treated for a gunshot wound to the face, non-life-threatening injuries. And then police, as of right now, I'm reading that they're still searching for the driver of the Equinox who fled the scene. So that is a freaky situation, isn't it? Jury selection begins today in the retrial of Harvey Weinstein in New York. A jury convicted Weinstein in a 2020 of sex assault, but the conviction was overturned because apparently the judge had improperly allowed testimony from women whose accusations were not part of the criminal charges. So he has to be retried for that. Speaking of being retried, jury selection continues today in the retrial of Karen Reed.
Are you following along?
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. Okay. She's the Massachusetts woman accused of hitting and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend with her car. So far, 16 jurors have been chosen. We've been at 16 since Friday. They're hoping to get 2 more today. The judge wants 18 jurors, 12 on the panel, 6 alternates. And once that happens, hopefully today, opening arguments can begin. Mark Zuckerberg took the stand yesterday as a major antitrust trial involving Facebook parent company Meta got underway in Washington, D.C. The FTC is accusing Meta of creating monopoly by buying up rivals Instagram and WhatsApp to keep a lid on competition. If this FTC accusation or suit or whatever you call it is successful in convincing the district judge hearing the case that the acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp are illegal, then the next move will be for the FTC to try and force Meta to break up and spin off both those platforms. So this should be interesting.
I mean, there's other social media sites out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
yeah. Maybe it's when you look around, because I think that antitrust and monopolies are interesting because they are allowed up to a certain point.
Right.
If you look at radio, there's one company that owns the majority of radio stations in any given market.
Correct.
But they're allowed to do that. You're allowed to own up to a certain number.
Yes.
So, I mean, we do have other options for social media. I'm not locked in on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, come up with a better idea.
Yeah.
Market it better. Get people to sign up for your social media site.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. But anyway, we are in the middle of hearing the claims against Meta right now. And those are your 3 things.
All right. Coming up next, what if you're out there dating, good luck, first of all. But I've got some help for you, if you will, especially if you're using the dating apps. We'll talk about that next, 99.7 The Blitz. If you're in the dating pool right now, there's a very good chance that you are on an app or 2. I mean, that's just the times we live in. That's how you meet people nowadays. If you're, trying to expand your dating pool. And one of the things to do, obviously, first and foremost, you get the match. But after the match comes the first message. What do you send? And I just text Nora because her and I met on one of the apps. And I'm trying to remember, that's right. She did by default. She just texted me back because we met on Bumble. And on Bumble, one of the rules is women have to reach out first and set up the conversation.
Yeah.
So she reached out first. But what do you use for that opening message? Because it can, really set the tone for how things are going to go. I remember a few times my first message to a girl after we matched was, "What's your favorite breakfast cereal?" Little different.
Yeah.
Try not to be like hey or hi, because I can tell you this, 78% of users don't like the hey or hi as a first message. It's too basic. It's too boring.
And if you're into some really crazy cereal, they might go, "Oh, well, that person's psycho. I'm not going out with them."
Could be. Yeah. If you come back and say shredded wheat, conversation ends right there.
Exactly.
I am
That's
not
what I
talking
mean.
to you. I love me some grape nuts. Bye, Felicia.
Hey, what's wrong with grape nuts?
Oh, God. I don't need little rat turds, crunchy rat turds in my mouth.
Why are they rat turds?
That's what they are.
No, they're not.
They're tiny little crunchy rat turds. Let's see. 54% of people have used the "Hey Beautiful" or "Hey Handsome" as the opening line. I don't know if I would like that. A cheesy pickup line. Now, 59% of people said they have used a cheesy pickup line. I don't mind a cheesy pickup line, as long as it's good. Not like a dumb one like, "Hey, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?" No. I don't want that. But if it's a good one, I'm all about it.
What's a good one?
What's a good one? I don't know. I haven't used a cheesy pickup line in a while. I'm trying to think of one. When God made the alphabet, He should have put you and I together.
Oh, no.
No, I wouldn't use that one either. You free tonight? People have tried that. That's just straight to the point. And 40% say the worst possible text message you could send for the first message is, "You remind me of my ex." Why would you ever use that as an opening line?
Bad move.
That is a terrible move.
Bad move.
Without a doubt.
Or how about, You've got all the best qualities of my exes.
Hey, that was a compliment that I paid to Nora, and I meant it wholeheartedly. Come to find out, that's not really considered a compliment in a woman's world. So don't use that one.
How about if I could be anything in the world right now, it would be your bathwater.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'll take a cup and chug. Got no problem with that whatsoever. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. You may know this. This one's been floating around for a while, but it's always interesting to think about. Iceland is way greener than Greenland, and Greenland is way icier than Iceland.
Oh, yeah.
Those are flip-flop names. Can we swapsies?
I wonder if something was different when they named them.
Could be.
I don't know. I mean, did things change that much since they were named?
Total possibility. Or they didn't know about each other. They're just like, that's what the name works. Ancient 1900-year-old scrolls have revealed that Imperial Rome did not mess around with tax cheats. Today being tax day and all.
Right.
Thankfully, we don't handle things the same way if you don't pay your taxes. But if you committed tax fraud, you could be sentenced to public execution where you'd be eaten alive by leopards.
Well, they took it seriously.
What? They just put you in the Coliseum and let the leopards go to town? That's a bit of a bummer. Every time DJ Jazzy Jeff was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, great show, by the way, he always wore the exact same outfit.
Yeah.
That's so they could use the footage of him getting thrown out the front door by Uncle Phil and not have to risk him getting injured anytime and filming it over and over again. So they just filmed it once, and they used that exact clip. So he always had to wear the same clothes when he appeared on the show because they would use the clip of him being thrown out in that one outfit, and that was it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty great. Let's see. Around $4,100 worth of loose change is thrown into the Trevi Fountain in Rome, Italy every single day during normal tourist times. $4,100 every single day. They make about $1.5 million a year.
Wow.
In loose change being thrown into that fountain.
Why are they throwing it in there?
Well, it's luck. You throw money into a fountain.
Is that you making a wish?
Yeah, you're making a wish.
So they're stealing their wishes?
I guess you kind of look at it that way.
That's not right.
But $1.5 million in change, it's going to be overflowed with change. You got to clean it out. Yeah, for sure. And finally this morning, tiramisu was invented in Italian brothels because they believed it was an aphrodisiac. So they're like, have yourself tiramisu, you're going to spend a little bit more money. I will say this.
Right.
If I have a good bite of tiramisu, I'm definitely going,
Like, what makes good and bad tiramisu?
It's got to be creamy. The lady fingers have to be layered correctly. Like, it's got to be firm enough to kind of stand on its own, but soft enough to kind of melt in your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. Too much cocoa powder on the top can kind of ruin it.
That's why that's usually a fine dining dessert.
Usually, yeah. I mean, you got to perfect the tiramisu. You can't just be throwing around a tiramisu all willy-nilly.
Okay.
There you go, learning some stuff on a Tuesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.